are talking about books on the beach. Yeah, so this should be fun. Right. So, I hope everybody's doing okay, our 5 viewers.
Our
Five viewers.
Thank you.
Unless, this goes out there more. All right, so 2 books today that we're talking about. 3. I am going to talk about one I just finished, and then the one I'm working on, and then we're going to talk about Emily's book that she's working on. Ooh. We are at the beach.
The beach.
You got a little rock behind here. I'll show you the...
We can't swim here.
Oop. There you go.
It's pretty.
It is pretty.
It's
There's Emily. Say hi. Alrighty.
Okay.
So let's get started. And we got our coffee
Yeah. You already saw mine. And
that's
look,
covered in sand.
this is our shell.
Sweet.
Fully intact.
Got our notes.
No one's home. Got notes.
Alright, so book 1. Book I just finished. Completely crazy. It's called None of This Is True by Lisa Jewell. Sorry if the water's super loud, so we'll just ignore that. Lisa Jewell is the author. We kind of talked about this a little bit in the last video when I first started the book, but alright. 2 main characters, we've got Alex and Josie. Alex is a very trusting, forgiving, very gullible person. Now, Josie and Alex have the same birthday. They turned 45 this year, where the book is taking place. They meet at a pub. Now, Alex is this famous podcaster. Josie has this crazy life going on for her, like super deep dark past. She's crazy. So we assume, so we think, right? We know she's crazy. We know.
We know.
Right. Josie has 2 kids. Alex has 2 kids. Walter is Josie's husband. Nathan is Alex's husband. Now, woo, book gets crazy. Now, Josie decides after she meets Alex, find out they have the same birthday. Josie takes that as like, oh, Alex is just like me. Like, I know this. I've met her. So Josie decides she wants Alex to tell her story through her podcast, because Alex does these podcasts about women's stories, and like their life change. Don't make fun of me.
I'm not.
And so Alex agrees. Alex is like, great, I'm hooked because you're promising that you have this story that you want to tell. And it just gets crazy. I'm just gonna put it out there. Josie ends up going missing for reasons that you will find out when you read this book. So, and things start to look pretty crazy for Alex. Alex has led Josie into her home, into her life, into her kid's life. And they soon discover that there's more to Josie and her kids and her husband and her family than what Josie is letting on about. And let me just tell you, it is crazy. But it is a really good book. I guarantee it. It is a roller coaster, and it does have some warnings. So before you go read, it does have some things in it that may trigger some readers. I don't know. Just advertising that, just so you know. It is a psychological thriller. Now, for my next book. Oh, goodness. Haunting Adeline is my next book. Emily has finished the first one. Emily's going to talk about the second one very briefly. Not too much to where it gives it away. But I have an idea. Last night, I'm a really big Audible person. So last night, I listened to about 14 chapters of this book on high speed. Because if you know, you know. Anyway, so Haunting Adeline is tons of trigger warnings with that book as well. You'll just, a page full. So you'll just have to go through that to see, what you're comfortable with. Because it's pretty graphic, pretty violent, very gory. And, some other things.
Some other things. You can go to the author's website and she has a whole list of them and like explanations if you need those or want those.
Yeah. So, it is a cat and mouse type of book. It's literally how they address themselves in the book. It's not kid friendly. Do not let your kid, if you hear your kid talking about this book in any way, if they are under preferably 18, I would suggest just just not. Yeah, it's not. It is a very, very popular book. We've seen it on Book Talk. We've seen it on my Kindle, popping up everywhere. It's everywhere. And it's very psychological as well. It's very,
Very
very,
psychological.
very back and forth. It does also talk about a lot of things you may or may not be comfortable with. Now, this book, Adeline Riley, some people refer to her as Addie, whatever. She is an author. She writes her own books. She does this little book convention, and that's where the stalker
Sees her
for the first time, and it's like, whoa, who is this individual? Who is this human? I'm obsessed now.
Who's
Yada
this
yada.
chick?
Yeah, who is this chick? She's inherited a mansion from her family, right? Great-grandparents, great-grandparents' inheritance. Her mom is completely against it. Like, get out of that mansion. Why are you even living there? It's creepy, right? Her mom has her own reasons for not liking it. She moves in and begins renovations. This is an old, creaky, rusty mansion that needs renovated, right? Couple killings have happened there with construction workers. It's just an overall, I get it though. I get it. It's out in the middle of nowhere where it takes place, out in the woods. So Miss Addie lives there alone. She has a best friend named Daya. Daya. Sometimes in the Audible, I can't understand the names. So Daya's her best friend. Daya is like into computer science and works with these people who can hack and all that. And this guy, after she moves in, she soon discovers that there's the stalker, and he likes to keep her on edge, and he likes to mess with her. She's tried to get the police involved. It's not gonna work. You'll find out why soon. But once you read, you will soon discover everything that is in store for her and this Mr. Couple subplots, couple stories on the side. Addie finds her old family journals, her great-grandmother's journal. Discovers that her great-grandmother, too, had a stalker. But her great-grandmother goes missing. She gets killed. Yeah. So, also the stalker guy has his own little subplot. He's, hunts down people who, are in charge of, big human trafficking stuff and, just some bad guys. So he kind of does something good. Just a little bit. Just
a little bit.
Don't get caught up on that, though. It's very back and forth. Now, so the story goes back and forth from the views of what they refer to them as the manipulator and the shadow. When it says the shadow, chapter blah 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 shadow, that's his point of view. Now, chapter blah 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 manipulator, that is Addie's point of view. Let's see. So, just a rundown on the characters. Daya, best friend, computer science, very how would you say, go out there, pushy, kind of put herself out there kind of thing. She's not scared, well, unless it comes to certain things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, stalker shadow guy, protective, eager, very determined. Yeah. Addie's very stubborn, undecisive. She's an author and she's very popular. A lot of people know her. She's this cinnamon colored hair, whatever that means. Very white, skinny, collected person. Yep, that's how they explain the character. I'm just going off the notes. I don't know what that means. Cinnamon could mean. Is it light brown hair, like dirty blonde?
It's like an auburn brown, I think.
Or reddish?
It's
definitely not what I got going on.
I don't know what color my hair is. It's been fading.
If I'm yelling, it's because of the water. I'm trying not to.
It's okay.
But yeah, so that's the two books I'm reading. Well, I finished None of This Is True. Now we're working on Haunting Adeline. I will probably be done with that book by the end of the week. Because I'm on chapter 14 and there's 42 chapters.
And it gets good.
It gets good.
It gets I read it. Don't read into this, but I read it at work. because we had some like downtime because our internet likes to go out,
Mm-hmm.
and every time that I would have to like close my book to work, I would be like, dang it, because I'm in the middle of like really good scene, or like
Mhm.
my lunch break will end and I have to close it.
We've gotten to the point in the books where we'd have to read at work because it's just like I have to know what happens.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like you gotta find out what happens. You just gotta.
You just
Just one of the,
gotta.
especially with None of This Is True. I did read a little bit at work. That sounds bad, but I was almost done with it. I wanted to finish it so I could start Haunting Adeline before Emily finished Hunting. Hunting Adeline is the second
The
book.
second one, yeah.
She's about to go over just a brief description, so she doesn't
Yeah.
give anything away for me or our viewers,
Yeah.
our 5 viewers. But you can change that. You
Just
could
saying.
change that. Just
Just
saying.
saying.
We also have a TikTok. Same title, The Megan and Em Show. That's got some pretty good content. Go check it out, or you won't see the beach anymore.
Oh,
Have a good day.
do it.
Have a good day. Okay, Emily, what's your book about? Well,
Okay.
we know what your book
Yeah.
what's your book about, Emily?
So, Hunting Adeline, Book 2, not to be confused with Haunting Adeline, Book 1.
All right.
Okay, so I made a summary without spoilers. I had to very carefully curate this because.
So please show her some love, some support.
Okay. Sorry. So, it's an instant continuation of Book 1. So, like, there's no time skip, nothing in between the books. Immediately after Book 1 ends, on that giant cliffhanger, it goes to Book 2. Now, Adeline is in a situation. I cannot describe the situation. She's in a situation, and her stalker, whose name is Zaid, is trying to get her out of said situation.
Zaid is his name?
Yeah.
I knew him by Z.
Oh no!
I knew him by Z.
No, you didn't get to that point yet.
She's.
No.
She
Okay.
did it. It's okay though because I was going through a list of names that like possibly could have been him, but his name his name's literally Z in the first book. So spoiler.
Well, up until a certain point
Zaid,
of the first book, you'll
up
figure
until
his name out.
which
soon.
ADE is not much of a spoiler compared
True.
to all the other ones that are going to happen in this book. So don't get mad. Still go read it,
Read it.
but
It's-
be careful if you're not into that thing,
Oh, actually, yeah. And
or if you're under 18, don't read
no
it.
minors,
No minors.
please. For the love
Anyway.
of God, do not read that book if you're a minor.
Sorry. Continue.
So in this situation, she's kind of losing herself a little bit, right? Like, her mind is just she's going through some things, right? Understandably, given what the situation is. But, she's kind of having like this internal battle of what she wants to do and what she should do in this situation. And it's kind of like an ongoing thing, and it's a little bit dangerous. So, there's that. Now, I've only gotten to page like 110, so not much has happened yet. However, it is very quickly heating up, and not in the spicy way, which is fine, but it's also not fine at the same time. When you read it, you'll understand what that means. Yeah,
Ooh. You got some nice handwriting.
thank you.
It's very small compared to my big ass book.
Oh, this is big for me. I usually write way smaller than that.
Okay, Emily.
I'm sorry.
You and your fancy handwriting.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. Anyway, what else do you got to say?
So that's all I can really say as far as like the plot of the book, but I have some like physical features of the book that I can provide. So there's still like diary pages at the end of each chapter. It's just a different kind of diary because in the first book, like there's her great grandmother's diary,
Mm-hmm.
and in this book there has to be a different one for reasons you will also find out when you read the second book.
I'm not gonna ask any questions because I don't want to spoil it for anybody watching. But I am thinking things.
You're thinking things.
I'm thinking things.
You can ask me when we stop recording.
Yeah, because I don't want to spoil it for anybody. I'm gonna tell you my question. That way you know, but you don't have to ask. Does she make her own diary, her own journals? Because her grandma's has to end eventually, is what I'm thinking.
Is what you're thinking.
But I don't know.
I'll answer that one off camera. Because either way that I answer it, it's going to give something away, so.
Yeah, so don't. I mean, I'm gonna read it anyway. I'm gonna finish it anyway.
Yeah.
Can't be doing that. Can't be stopping them books.
Can't be doing it.
Can't be stopping.
So, there's still trigger warnings in the second book, obviously. However, in my opinion, I think the triggers for the second book are a lot worse.
Everything is just
Everything is,
way more.
yeah.
Now, if you have Kindle Unlimited, which I started this book yesterday, the first one, not to get confused with the second one, but the first one, I was able to get the first one and the second one actually on Kindle for free.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you have Audible, if you're a subscriber for Audible and pay that, you get 1 free credit per month to spend on a book. We are not sponsored, but if you want to, we're here.
Listen, you want to sponsor us?
Great, because I
Twist my
use
arm.
Kindle and Audible. I'm a very big Audible person. Love to multitask. Not great at it, but I love it. Anyway, Haunting Adeline and Hunting Adeline. You can get right now on Kindle. You can download it for free. So, if you make this go big, I might be able to get sponsored. I don't know, maybe.
I don't know.
We're not, though.
We're not, though. But
I'm just saying this from personal experience.
We're not opposed to it.
We're not opposed to it. But continue. So sorry.
Okay, you're fine. You're fine. So, speaking of the prices, I'll just go to that real quick. The paperback on Amazon, these are Amazon prices. Paperback is currently $17.32, and the hardcover is $22.35. Now, personally, I think it's best if you have a physical copy rather than the Kindle, but listen, so Sandra was texting me, right? And at work yesterday, she was like, yeah, I got the Kindle, and I asked her if, certain pages still looked the same. She sent me a screenshot.
No,
They don't.
They don't
you
look
don't
the
have
same.
the pretty, beginning of chapter pages. You don't have the, pretty handwriting for the notes.
On Kindle, I still have the little roses on the pages.
Yeah.
Not the Audible though, obviously. But the Kindle,
Obviously.
you do get the little pretty roses between breaks. So
Yeah.
I do like physical copy of books. I'm not, I don't know what the word is. Against
Opposed?
it. I love physical copies of books. I love the smell of them. I love
Mhm.
getting new ones. But I don't know. Especially when you're at the beach. It's easier at the beach to have a physical book because obviously
Yeah.
the sun, all that. But when you're just at home and you're doing stuff, I like to listen to the Audible when I'm doing stuff, but then I'll sit down when I want peace and I want to relax. That's when I'll read. But the Kindle is just, I can get any book I want just right there. I don't have to, and I have the Kindle Unlimited, so some books I still have to pay for, some books I get for free, but I don't always get that in physical copies.
True.
So I'm not against it. I'm all for any kind of reading, any type of otherworld stuff.
Yeah. It does enhance the experience. However, if it's difficult to get books here, you kind of have to order them and wait a month or more. What? Am I saying something I'm not supposed to say?
Mm-mm. Nope.
Oh no.
No, you're not. You're not.
So it's probably just easier to get them on your Kindle, but what are you gonna do?
What you gonna do?
Okay, my last little bit of notes that I have. It's 531 pages. It's a lot of pages. And it was published in January 2022, which is pretty cool. It's almost 2 years old.
I didn't know they were that old. I thought they were new.
No, I think Haunting Adeline was like 2016 or something.
I thought they were new because they're everywhere now.
No, I think they just blew up.
Very randomly, too.
Okay. And it has 4.5 stars on Amazon with 43,276 reviews, which is like insanely good.
That is super good.
Yeah. I didn't know what else to write, so I think that's it.
Think that's it for today. So we've got None of This Is True by Lisa Jewell and Haunting Adeline, book 1, and Hunting Adeline, book 2. Awesome.